my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. Woo! I hope you're able to get out in nature, and I just got done climbing up a hill, so not a big hill, but I was kind of moving really good getting up this hill. So anyway, if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and I hope that you're getting out in nature. This is a small little trail, but it's such a beautiful trail, and you know, I wish you were here with me so we can take a hike together. So anyway, I hope that you're being really good to yourself, and not just to yourself but to others. So anyway, if you are new, you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman. Plus, you can give this video a thumbs up, and you could share my videos with a friend, a family member, a cat, a dog, a chipmunk, because up here there's a lot of chipmunks. Yeah, sure, share my videos with your chipmunk. And not only you can do that, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do have my bell, but not handy, and don't forget the sorry about that, the notification bell, ding ding ding, and you can leave a message down below this video and say hello. You know, I really want to just say thank you to all of you for taking the time to watch any of my videos. And also, you could find me on Instagram, and that's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with the K, Dingman. So here we go. I used to come out here every day when I used to live out in this area. This is a beautiful, it's just a big loop, but it's there's a school down below where I am right here. So this is a, wow, I haven't been up here in a while, and I see that somebody's been busy working up here. They've been, a lot of trees fall down, and I'll just show you really quick. This is something Starlight would have done, but they got these piles of wood in different spots because they're planning on picking those up in the future. And the last time I came out here was a long time ago, and they had trees marked on which ones they wanted to cut down and what ones they wanted to leave up. But these are very beautiful trees. They have a lot of vines that kind of climb up on these trees, so I love it because I have a family member that makes walking sticks with vines that wrap around like the way a snake would. So they're really cool walking sticks. So I had a few of them myself, but I donated them to somebody. And so that's what's so beautiful about nature, is that you can take, you know, bits and pieces. This is so beautiful at this time of year because the leaves are falling, but like I said, you can take some of Mother Nature, like even pine cones. I actually, long time ago, I made a basket made out of pine needles. You're probably thinking, how the heck do you make a basket out of pine needles? You know, some of you might not know what pine needles are, but they're not just any pine needle. I'll just show you really quick. These are not the same kind of pine needles, but they, those orange little guys there, normally they're green, but then they turn yellow like an orange. And but a certain kind of pine tree, but you can always check that out, is how to make a pine needle baskets. They are really cool to make, and they made all kinds of goodies out of pine needles. So that's when Starlight was a stay-at-home mom at those years. But anyway, beep. I really, I'm out here at this park where I used to live, and I came out here to make a video and do some yoga, and now I'm out on this short little hike. And you know, my situation is kind of funky right now, and I don't want to say I'm homeless, but I'm going through a transition right now in my life. And I gotta show you this really quick. This is a fat one. I love pine cones, but that one's a beautiful size. Sorry about that. Starlight is a nut in nature, but a good healthy kind of nut. And as what I'm noticing is people have been, judging Starlight on the outside, and that's what we gotta really be careful, and you might be thinking, why are they doing that, and it's the way society is. And since you're asking, like, why would they do that, I'm like, even though I'm in this situation, I still look as good as I did before. Maybe my skin is a little drier than normal because I, short on water supply here. But, where there was a lot of men out at a park, because they're getting trained for canine people, with their dogs and stuff like that. And, it is so funny where I have my vehicle and it's got all my belongings in it. So a lot of people, they judge on the outward appearance and look at things and observe them. And, are you that type? And Starlight is really, I love everyone. And sometimes people will judge people by the kind of car they have, or the clothes that they wear, whether they look like they're clean or not. Or now there's sometimes people will judge even the rich people because they have the mindset thinking that all rich people are snobs. And I've had so many things in my life where, isn't it so beautiful with the fall leaves coming down? But where I've even had some rude people in my past where if they could have got away with it, they would have slammed the door in my face, because of how I look. They didn't get to know me. They didn't know nothing about me. And so you never know how people are going to respond to you. Some people judge people because of the color of their skin, or in my area, because I'm in the United States, there's a lot of judgment going on in my area because, if you came from another country, where they might not even want to buy any of your products because you came from another country. And, we really have to stop all that stuff because, if I came from another country and life was not good, and there was another country that I can move to, and I have to say, illegally or legally, you bet your butt I would want to move to that other country. So always try to put yourself in their shoes. If you were going through what they were going through, sometimes, there's women in different countries, they don't really have their rights like the women do in this country. They can't wear whatever they want to wear or do certain things out in public. I've seen horrible videos on the news a long time ago about women, and I don't know what country this was, so I am sorry, but where these certain women would get whipped out in front of the people in the community if they wore certain clothes outside, or, a lot of these other women would get beat or even killed for things that they did wrong, and I don't know if they punished the men, like if it was like a adultery or fornication or not. So I don't know if they just didn't like women or what the case was. But, if I was a lady and I lived in another country and I was getting mistreated like this, then you bet your butt I would want to move to another country to get freedom, to be able to choose what I want to do. And no matter what country you came from or what country you are from, is that we all have, God gave all of us a free will to be able to decide on our own, to decide what is right or wrong in our life. So you got to really think twice of how you're judging people on the outward appearance. Just because you might see a homeless person out on the street it doesn't mean that they're any lesser than what you are. So, or, if their car looks a certain way, people struggle for different reasons in this world. And so you really need to think twice of how you're judging people on the outward appearance. Hello again. And be kind to everyone, because everyone's going through something different. And, and that's the way I feel about today, where, there was a group of canine men in my area, and here they're the ones that do service for the area. And, where there might have been like more than 10, like canine officers that are getting trained right now. And, I was very friendly, and I had to use the bathroom in that area where they were. And I said hello, just a friendly hello. And would you believe not one of them at that particular time actually said hello, because they all feared, they seen me out there making a YouTube video. I was already setting up before they arrived at the location where I was. So I had every right to do my YouTube video where I was. But, just because I might have all my belongings in my vehicle, and just because I'm going through a transition right now, it doesn't make me any lesser than you, or you even greater than me. So you do really have to be careful, not to judge people on the outward appearance. Like they say, you can't judge every book by its cover, but then sometimes you can. Sometimes there are characters out in this world that, they look a certain way, and you might I don't know, something about that person, I feel a certain way. But then you don't judge them, and then you say, I want to get to know that person. And sometimes, because of their energy, not so much about what they look like, is that you're able to read their energy, and like my mentor would say, is energy never lies. So you might have been picking up more on their energy than their outward appearance. So this is a big problem in the world. And I talked to somebody not too long ago, and they noticed my magnets on my car. And this particular person knew I had my own cleaning business, so he asked me about my YouTube channel and what it's about. So I was telling him, and he brought up a very good point, is that, there's a lot of people that are very judgmental, and I would have to say, throughout my life, and here I'm going to judge on this, and throughout my whole life, I found, not all, but going to church is where I found where people were judging even more. I laugh because, that's when you go to church a lot of times, what will the pastor say? Thou shalt not judge. They'll read parts of the Bible about not judging people. But then here you are in the congregation of that church, and then you walk in, and you might not be wearing the clothes that they want you to wear, and then they don't have to say anything, but or they might even say something. You might hear preaching on, about your clothes, or what you said with your mouth, and so you do have to be careful about judging. And it is kind of weird, we're always judging one way or another. Like sometimes you might judge the kind of clothes that you pick out at a store, or the kind of food that you eat, judging whether it looks good or not to buy, or if you want to buy that particular shirt or pair of pants, is it worth the money? Do you want to spend that much money on that shirt or those pants? So there's what I learned when I was going to churches, there's called righteous judgment, so there's ways that righteous judgment, where you got to have facts and not just opinions. Just because somebody might look like they're poor and without, it don't make that they're stupid, or that they're lesser than you. So, and this is a big part of the problem in this world, is a lot of judgment. And I will go up to any person And I've done this, even like there was a group of motorcycle guys one time. Now in my past, I would have been afraid to even say anything to these group of guys, but I didn't. I was in the groove with Michael Jackson, and it was the funniest thing that I did is as I'm dancing down the bike path, and there are all these muscular guys with their big motorcycles, or all different kind of motorcycles, and I could have just okay, turned the music off, but I didn't. There's all types of men that were there, different size men, different countries, different kind, race and all that, even though race is an illusion. But I didn't fear what any of those big boys look like, or the little guys look like, because they had a motorcycle. And the funny thing that happened is that I accidentally, as we were having fun dancing together, I accidentally pushed a button on my phone, and Michael Jackson stopped singing, and they all had a good laugh on Starlight, but I didn't really care, because I did my thing. I got them all to laugh. So, and they were surprised, because of me just coming along and doing that. But, the way I am out in public is I want people to feel comfortable. I go and talk to the homeless people. I'm not scared of any person now. I mean, I used to be scared of certain people when I was younger, but I broke that fear. I realized that, looks are deceiving. There's times that I've gone to people thinking that they would help me out, or, I've gone to people by looking on the outward appearance thinking, yeah, this person looks like a good person, and you can't go by the outward appearance. Sometimes those people that look great on the outside, their energy is different, you might be deceived on their outward appearance, or their clothes, or their car, and you really got to watch out. That's what really God tests us all the time. You might be looking for help, and you might be trying to look out in society and think, who's going to help me? I need some help. And you might think, that person over there looks like a really sweet person. I think I'll go over there, because the way they look like on the outside, and go and see if I can get help, And they might totally turn you right away, And then it could be somebody scary looking, what you would think is scary looking, or big, or mean, or whatever. And they could be the sweetest person, and they could be the person that would really help you out. And God and the universe has been showing me that through the last couple months here of the things that I've been going through. So some of you probably think, why is Starlight in this situation? Why am I in this situation? God has put me here for a reason in this situation. It's a testing time. It's, where I can get tested by God, and just like you get tested, like I'm being tested every day with God, and, I'm learning, going through this, is I'm learning to trust. I'm learning to trust, and there's levels to that of trusting. It's easy to say, I trust God, but until God actually puts you to that test, you don't really know if you really trust God 100%. And there's stories in the Bible about where God tested people in the Bible about trusting. Abraham, he actually, God was testing him out, and Abraham, was being tested whether he was going to obey God or not. And, how many of you would have put your son on an altar, to do an offering, like to burn him up, for some kind of offering? I don't think so. But Abraham was, but God stopped him right in the nick of time, sent an angel to stop Abraham from doing that. So there's times that you're going to be tested, and God might test you to see, oh yeah, are you going to, and the scammers out there, they do this to people all the time. They look for people, and they just try to, see what kind of person. I get people coming to me all the time. They're like, yeah, she looks like a person I can pull the wool over, and that's what people do. They look on the outward appearance thinking, who can I fool next? Not everybody does this, but the people that are looking there's some people that might claim that they're homeless people, and they just might want drugs or alcohol or money for something, where they might claim that they're homeless. And, so they look for people like Starlight thinking, oh yeah, because of my outward appearance, they're like, yeah, she probably will help me out because, and you gotta be careful. But I'm not saying not to help homeless people out, but what I'm saying is that if somebody says that they're homeless, say, hey, I understand you're going through, and they could really be going through a hard time and they could really be homeless, but find out, a lot of times they might not want to open up to how they got in this situation, but you can ask them, what is it that you need help with? Like I said in other videos, they might need help with money for like for gas. They might need, if they have a car, they might need help with money to do their laundry. They might need help with money to get more clothes. They might need money for their minutes on their phone. They might, there's a number of things why a homeless person might need money. It doesn't mean that all homeless people are out there scamming people and using drugs. So that's, because of the way society is, a lot of people in society believe in such lies, and that it doesn't mean that every homeless person, because that's an opinion, that's not actually a fact. So we do have to be careful in how we judge people on the outward appearance or even their clothes. I do know a lot of people, they'll go in these secondhand stores that they might have secondhand stores, but in those some of these secondhand stores, they only will bring in the best brands in their store, like Nike or Adidas or all those different, I can't even tell you the names. And so because they want people to, to help people to get those high brand names. And so, a very poor person can go in there, buy those high brand names, and wear them, and then go out in public, and people are judging them on the outward appearance, thinking, wow, look at that. He must have or she must have lots of money because they're wearing that name brand clothes, and that's where they can get deceived in thinking that, hey, this person's probably got some money because, they are wearing those particular sneakers or that jacket with that name brand on it. So you really do. You gotta be careful of how you judge people on the outwardness. And these days, there's a lot of people that are not even real, so they pretend to be a certain way to try to fool people, making them think, yeah, look at me. But being when I used to have my own cleaning business, I learned it didn't matter what kind of job they had. It didn't matter what kind of family they had. It didn't matter about a lot of things, because once I got into their house, just because somebody looks good on the outside out in public, how does their house look when you go into it? Their house could be upside down, but hey, they got the job, they got the beautiful car, they got the husband, they got the wife, they got the family, they got the kids, they can go on vacations. It doesn't mean that they got all their stuff together. They could be really dirty people, in the inside. So that's why it's so important to work on the outside and don't worry about the outward side so much. And, so if we all did that work in the inside, instead of being so focused on what kind of brand name clothes that you're wearing, because people want to get recognized for those brand names of clothing. Starlight doesn't care about the name on her clothes. I got a shirt that says less hate and love more. See, I don't care what brand. I don't care that it came from a Walmart store. It's the message on the outside of my shirt. I want to send that message out to the world, to the people, so anybody sees that, they're going to read that shirt, and most of them will, to, you know, get a message from me. So I love shirts like this. So I'm not trying to impress people by the clothes I wear. Absolutely not. You know, the most expensive shirt I bought might have cost, you know, I said like 20 something online, and then by the time it, you know, got shipped to me, I was like, wow, you gotta be kidding me. That, you know, so Starlight doesn't spend a lot of money on a shirt or clothes and stuff like that, where other people, they might, you know, they might believe to put all that money, you know, on their clothes. So you got to really be careful, though. Just because somebody has those high brand name clothing, you know, a shirt, pants, and all that, it doesn't mean that they're rich. So don't be fooled on people's outward appearance. You know, I just met somebody last night, and I'm like, you know, I received a funny phone call on my phone, and, you know, people will pretend. There's a lot of people out there that are wearing a mask, and you just got to be careful not to believe everyone out there. They could have a shirt that says they're grateful, and then you watch how they're living, and it's like, wait a minute, you know, we just got free food. You didn't have to cook it. You didn't buy it. You didn't cook it. You didn't clean the dishes. You didn't serve it. But now you're going to sit there and complain how bad it is, you know? So that's not being grateful. So it is kind of funny. Ooh, there's my vehicle. Beep. Is that, yeah, it's so important to, you know, not to just go by the outward appearance on anyone, you know, and that's, Starlight is so good about that. Whoops, sorry, I gotta get in the, I'm so good about not judging people by the outward appearance, and it's something. I will probably go to the homeless people more than I would go to a rich guy or a girl, you know. And it's sad because sometimes these not all people are like this, but there are people that might have a lot of money that not all people are like this, that they think they're better than everybody because they got an education and they could have came from a good home and they have money. So, you know, it is hard to be in this world without judging the outward appearance. You know, there are people out there that have money, they're very giving, and they're beautiful people. So don't be fooled about the outward appearance. And I gotta get in the shade or something here. Whoopsie. Hang on. This is where they actually had the canine dogs over here earlier. Whew. Getting some shade here. So yeah, don't be fooled, you know, because of somebody wearing expensive brand clothes. They could be really poor. Their house could be upside down nasty, you know, and take it from a cleaner. I know these things. I've been inside of people's house where, you know, where I could have met them outside the house thinking, wow, you know, look at the clothes and look at the jewelry, or look at the beautiful car or the beautiful house. And, you know, where I go inside the house and the energy's off, you know, where it's like, and it's dirty and things are disorganized and things are all over the place. So just because they look good on the outside, going on the outside of their house, doesn't mean the inside of their heart space or the inside of their house is clean. So it's more important that you work on the inside of your heart space than to worry about the outward appearance. And these days, right now, it's hard. You know, I can't straighten my hair up anymore. And so it's like, you know, I'm not going to get all wrapped up over on my outward appearance, because I'm still that beautiful person without me straightening my hair every day and being able to do what I normally would do every day. So, you know, some of you might have gotten confused of what happened to me. It's just that God is doing something in my life right now. So sometimes people have to go through some things just so they can sort it out, you know. I believe I said some things when I was going camping, how I wanted to get off grid. I loved camping so much, and now I get to camp every day. So it is kind of funny. You do have to be careful what you say, especially if it resonates, and you're like, yeah, yeah, I would love to go camping all the time, and the God's like, really? Boy, you resonated to exactly what you said. Boom, there you are. How'd that happen? So really, you got to be careful what comes out of your mouth. Think positive. Sometimes you might say stuff and then later on, like, regret it and thinking, universe, I am so sorry for saying that. I take that back now. And so you do have to be careful what you say, and let love guide you, not fear, because that's sometimes it happens with all of us, is that you might be working on something, but fear might overtake you where you're fearing about what could happen to you, even though nothing has happened. If you stay in the now, that's the whole thing, is it is a battle every day, and the more practice that you do, like on staying in the now and not being in the past or in the future, fearing about the future or regretting what you did in the past, it is hard to stay in the now, be in the present. And if you are focusing on something, and like maybe finances or relationships, but you're fearing of what's going to happen later on, then that's how it happens, is then sometimes things are going to happen because that's exactly what you're fearing, and it resonates and with your fear, and then boom, there you are. Now you're in a situation that you're like, because you created that in your own reality. So it is so important that you do a turnaround here, is really think twice what you say, because the universe might just give it to you. Oh yeah, Starlight's like, yeah, I want to go camping all the time, and like that genie in the bottle, pew, your wish is my command, Starlight. There you go camping. I didn't really know what off the grid really meant. Like, I'm like, yeah, I really want to get off the grid, but now I'm like, but it's okay, because you know what? I'm gonna learn stuff in my situation, but I gotta be positive, even if it might look like a negative thing. And if you're going through stuff, really try, like, work on being positive as much as possible, even if you got to do a whole bunch of sticky notes everywhere. And that's what is hard for me right now, is because not having a house to be able to stick sticky notes everywhere. It's like I'm not for tattoos at all. Maybe I can get like a fake tattoo and put them on my body and stay in the now, be positive, But Starlight's not a fan of tattoos. And if you got tattoos, that's okay, but it's not for me. And anyway, I do love you, and I really hope you're being careful not to judge people on out. Don't be fooled. There's some people that they claim that they're rich and they're poor. So you got to watch out for them. And if you're out there trying to scam people and you're like, hey, look at Starlight, we'll go see if she can give us some money. I'll be like, I'll pray for you. So anyway, I do love you. I know my hair is all goofy right now with the wind. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could share my videos with a cat. Wait, actually, with your family members, a friend, a cat, a dog, a German Shepherd. I definitely seen them today. Yeah, share my videos with your German Shepherd. So that was the whole point too. No matter what business that you work for, you're not any better than anybody else, just because you're on the scale up here, thinking that, some people they get power hungry out there, is, nobody's better than anybody. Those people are not better than me, and I'm not better than them, and I'm not better than you, and you're not better than me, no matter my circumstances, or, like how much money you have or how much money you have, is that we're all the same. God loves us the same. So, I do love all of you. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, Don't forget the notification bell, ding, ding, ding. Plus, yeah, leave a message. Don't forget to leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you can follow me on Instagram, and that's at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook at Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. So anyway, this is such a beautiful day. And I love you. We have to love each other no matter what country they came from, you know, no matter what skin color, you know. I'm an alien, so if you got a problem with me, then you're, you know, I love my aliens out there. So anyway, I do love all of you. This is Starlight, love and light. Peace.